Welcome to the Watering Hole. We're sitting down today with Mr. Ty Myers. How you doing?
That's me. I'm doing pretty good.
I gotta admire the Sturgill System shirt you got on here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Sturgill.
I got so many, like, these like vintage musician tees in my house. I just cycle through for travel days.
Yeah, for sure. What's your favorite Sturgill song?
Oh God, we actually cover one. You Can Have the Crown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we cover that in the set. We'll do that tonight. But my favorite, Long White Lines up there. And you got like, oh my God, Scooter Blues. Have you heard that song? It's so goofy. I love that song. I'll listen to that all day.
I was just about to ask you. The real question is, what's your favorite Johnny Blues?
Yeah, it's got to be Scooter Blues. It's got to be.
Yeah, of course. So we were talking before. You said you were from outside of Austin.
Yes, sir.
And you came up for this Halloween show here tonight at the Tumbleweed. You sold it out like 3 weeks ago. It's kind of crazy.
It's been fun. This whole tour has been fun. Just watching we sold out like 3 or 4 shows, and we were like, oh, well, maybe we can do 5. And then the whole tour sold out. So it was pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
That's kind of been the story of what's been going on so far, is just kind of low expectations and it being just shot through the roof. And you're like, oh, whoa, that actually can happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you've been blowing up. What's it like to kind of get this huge, awesome skyrocket?
Yeah, I mean, it's been different, especially, it's just crazy to think that something like that can actually happen. It's kind of surreal. It's kind of like an out-of-body experience. It's just weird. But, settling in now, kind of making it a lifestyle. Yeah. Just getting comfortable. It's been fun, though. It's been a lot of fun.
Do you have any, worries? I don't want to get too deep here, but, do you have any
we'll get deep.
Worries of okay, how do I maintain this? No,
it's definitely always a thought, and not even in the back of the mind. It's kind of a front of the mind thought, just staying mentally healthy, physically healthy, eating healthy is a hard deal on the road. So, just, staying locked in, making sure your goals are where they're supposed to be and your mindset's where they're supposed to be is important. And, there's so many stories of just it going wrong, but there's so many stories of it going right. And so you kind of try to figure out what they did right.
Right. I feel like you guys are doing a good job of that, because I don't know if it was planned, but the song you dropped last week or week before, something like that, I feel like it was the perfect timing. Yeah,
we actually dropped it earlier than we were going to. Okay. We kind of, that's the label's job, is to, look at all the you can feel it even, playing the songs live and realizing, oh, wow, they're interested in this one. But especially, the label and, all these great hands I have helping me out, they all look at the data and it's like, okay, it's time. Let's pull the trigger here. And that's awesome to have, and it's great to see the numbers fly up.
So how long have you been doing music? How long have you been traveling?
Traveling. We started hard top of this year. So not we did 97 shows. We're going to do 97 shows this year. But I've been playing music since I can even remember. I don't remember life without playing music. And so, but yeah, we've been hitting it hard this year, and it's crazy just to see how far things have come in just a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Weird.
So you talk about trying to stay mentally healthy and physically healthy, and then you're also saying you've been playing music for a long time. What's one artist that you've looked up to that you love listening to their music and how they carry themselves to kind of take care of their body and their mind? What's one of those artists that you really love whenever you see them?
Yeah. Well, if we're being real, in the modern day of music, I feel like there's definitely more people now taking it a little more serious than they ever have, and so there's a lot of people doing it well. And as far as I feel like nowadays you can tell who's doing it wrong. That's the outlier. Yeah. Whereas in the past it was oh, these guys are doing it right. Well, look at these guys. They're healthy and mentally, But there's so many people that do it right. There's so many artists I look up to, Mayer, he's had his, ups and downs, but that's what I like is, watching these artists that because nobody's, who's smooth through their whole career?
Yeah, exactly.
So I like to watch, when stuff goes wrong. And
who's smooth and interesting at the same time?
Ooh, smooth and interesting at the same time. Well, we got to think about, successful artists, because, not successful, but people who have been doing it at the highest level for a long time, because that's how you can really tell if, I feel like Cody Johnson does it very well. I feel like he has I was watching a video actually today. That's why I'm saying this, of just like what he does to get his mind off of stuff and you know, stuff like that. I think he does a really good job. But there's so many artists. There's so many that you could choose from. You know.
Yeah.
I think Cody Johnson's a great answer. I think he kind of shows, you know, both sides of it. Like, I feel like he's actually a good dude too.
Oh, for sure. No,
so mix with, because a lot of people are great artists, but they're kind of crappy people.
Yeah, and you know what I've loved, because you know, being from Texas, we were like the first to Cody Johnson, right? I remember Cody Johnson before hardly anybody else I've talked to remembers Cody Johnson, and so you know, I've enjoyed seeing him as a person and him as an artist change throughout his career. I think you know, he's had his children, and I think you could just definitely tell, you know, that maturity. I mean, he's never been like an immature person, but like, you know, you could tell that father figure, especially when I met him the other day in Colorado. You could just tell he seems like a good person to have around, a good, like, you know, just a good solid figure.
Yeah. So you're also probably the youngest artist that we've had on, and I know you probably get so many questions about
I love it.
Being a young artist, but I'm going to try to take a little bit of a different route here. What's the most challenging thing about being probably one of the younger guys in these rooms that you'll be in, like for either songwriting or like business deals that you're doing about your music?
Well, I know it's definitely gotten better, but in the early stages, and rightly so, people are, you know, there's a question like, this guy's, come on. Because I was 16 when I mean, I'm freshly 17. I turned 17 in July. And so, you know, these writers and you know, all these people that have been doing it at a high level for a long time in whatever, you know, area of the music business they're in, they kind of naturally have like we'll see how this goes. Because there's a lot, I mean, you don't realize there's a lot of people at my age doing, you know, trying to do it, and a lot of them that are, you know, immature.
Yeah.
Not matured to their, you know, to professional standard. And so rightly so, they're, you know, a little question. And that's never really bothered me. It's actually, it's been enjoying, you know, I get enjoyment out of like being like, no, but I'm serious. Like, like, no, but like, this is what I'm doing for real. And so and I've never had like a real problem where they've been like caused a real problem, and they've kind of grown with me and realized what I'm trying to do. But I mean, that's probably been the biggest thing. It's not really been a big deal to me. It's kind of helping a whole lot more than it's hurting, for sure.
That's good. That's really good.
I mean, I think if people don't jump ship, or if people jump ship too early, I mean, that's their problem.
Yeah, it's usually the older people too. For sure, usually the older people that are like, but it doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, whatever.
It's all about how you carry yourself.
Yeah,
and obviously, like, I mean, you carry yourself in a manner that will earn you respect as you move through this business.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing that I focus on, for sure.
So what are your plans with music coming up down the road?
Yeah, so we actually do have an album coming out next year. I'm not sure how much I can talk about it. I know I can talk about it.
Just give us a little title here, right here.
I can't give you a title. That'd be so much. You know how just blown up my phone
Just
would
give
be.
us the MP3 with all of this.
But I can say it's there's going to be 16 tracks on it.
Okay.
And no, we've been working hard on it. It's definitely a little different. You know, when I first started, you know, you don't have expectations. I released the music just being like, this is the music I've written. I like writing music. You can listen to it if you want to, you know, expecting my friends to listen to it. And then it, you know, ended up taking off. But, you know, at a young age, I didn't really have the opportunity to really dig deep and find the sound that I wanted everybody to, you know, listen and know me as. And you know, I love all my old music that I've produced, but I think I've really, you know, dug deep and found exactly what I was going for, and, you know, pulled from all of my, you know, prior love for music, all genres, and kind of made it into, you know, what's really me, I feel like. And I'm really proud of it. And it's not dramatically different, I don't think, from what I've released in the past, but I think it's definitely just a little tweaked, and it's like a lot of soul, a lot of blues, a lot more that direction, you know, to the point where I wouldn't even call it a country album. I would call it I don't even know, like a music. I don't like, good music is good music to me. I don't really see the point in doing all that, but, you know, I think I really found what I was looking for. So I'm excited about it.
I think that's kind of interesting that you're this early into everything, but like you already kind of feel like I'm not going to put myself in this box.
Oh, I've made that a point since I've started. I was like, look, it's the worst thing you can do when you start a career is trying to box yourself in, because that does nothing but limit you. You know, why box yourself into something so early to where you can't get out of it if you want to? Like it's just not very smart to me. So that's always been a really big focus of mine, is making sure that I'm kind of walking a line and making sure that I'm flexible to do what I want to do artistically.
For sure.
So who is Ty Myers when you're not touring, when you're not out on the road? What are you doing at home, like for fun, sports, video games, that type of stuff?
Hobbies. You know, I'd play a lot of golf.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I play golf. Really, I just play more music when I get home, if I'm being real.
Really? Okay.
Like, I don't know. It's just always, I just can't get away from it. It's like my mind is just like trapped. So, so it's like I'll go play golf or something, or I'll go hang out with my friends while I'm home. I make sure I do that. I have to make sure I do that and hang out with my friends when I get home, because I'm never home. But then, you know, I'd say probably at least 4 hours a day I'm playing music.
Wow.
Wow.
Dedicated to the craft.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not even that. It's like I just can't not do it.
Yeah.
It's like
So are you in school, or do you like?
I'm homeschooled.
Okay.
Technically.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there seems like there's a caveat.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't have to say a word. We get it. So that's got to be nice. Then being on the road, you're totally flexible with what you got to be able to do.
I'm so grateful to be able to do what I do like this.
Are you going to pursue any education past once you get all that out of the way? You going to do anything like any sort of online college or anything like that?
You know, I took classes at Berkeley, like online classes at Berkeley for a little bit, and I was like, I knew that's how it was going to turn out, where I was like, it just doesn't. You know, I always enjoyed, it's not, obviously I have more to learn, and I always enjoy learning more about the craft and all of that. So it's not that, it's just that I've always enjoyed teaching myself and like finding it myself. I feel more, you know, enjoyment out of that, and I guess pride, you could call it. It's just like, you know, and I don't mind, but it's just like, I know at the end I'll feel just better about it if I do it all myself. And so that's just, I don't know, that's the way my brain is wired. But, you know, as far as education goes, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see. We're gonna see how this whole selling out a whole tour is gonna pan out before he does that.
Let's explore all the avenues before we go back to that. Let's exactly.
Let me be totally clear here. I wouldn't. I was just asking what you were gonna. I mean, so you're 17, but we've had people on that are, I don't know who the oldest person we've had on, but you're definitely the youngest. But you carry yourself like I don't even think about your age, because the way you're conducting yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my mom's always said this is like my fifth life. I don't know.
And I mean, I see that in like clips from your shows and like even the music you put out. Like, so I don't think age matters whatsoever. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never really thought about it. It's just, I don't know. I've always took pride in like being a mature person, I guess. I don't know. I've never liked to hang around like that kind of, you know. So I've just enjoyed being a guy that older people, I mean, even younger people still want to hang out with, you know. Yeah. Just being a man is really just the focus, I guess.
That's awesome. That's very well said.
That's very well said.
So what kind of content do you consume? Like you podcast, movies, TV shows?
Oh God, everything. I listen to
The Watering Hole, of course.
I really only listen to like Rogan and Theo Von, if I'm being real, as far as podcasts go.
Well, now that you know about us.
Well, of course I'm going to listen to y'all. But y'all are number one for sure.
Yeah, of course.
But no, I mean, I'm not going to act like I'm cultured in the podcast world, but I do listen to podcasts every once in a while. No, I watch a lot of movies. I listen to music 13 hours a day, pretty much.
Okay. But what do you listen to when you get on? Like when you're?
Oh God, I listen to literally everything. My mom will tell you it's a lot of John Mayer right now, like a lot. Like she doesn't want to listen to it anymore. Yeah. And she's a huge John Mayer fan.
Are you like trying to turn it off? You trying to go down that path guitar wise as well?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. Very cool. I mean, I remember I was just talking to I don't know if y'all know. Oh my God. I'm blanking on his name right now. That's crazy. He's gonna be so mad at me. Lane Hardy from American Idol. He was on like one of the earlier seasons.
I don't think we do. No.
But he was great, and I don't know if he won or not. I should know that, but I know he made it far. And I was talking to him the other day, and we were just having this fun little conversation about when we first started playing guitar. And I was like, I've played guitar since I was like 6 or 7, 8, but I remember like very vividly, I was probably anywhere from like 11 or 12 or 13, and watching SRV on the TV, and it was like a life-changing moment. Like, I wish I could explain it. I was watching it, and I was like, that's what I want. No, that's cool. And so from that on, I just like dedicated my life to guitar. It was like every day, just like learning as much as I could, and I'm still not even close to as good as I want to be, but that's a part of it,
Yeah. I did notice that you played more. We usually see people playing like acoustic guitars, especially the front man, but I see you playing a lot of electric too.
Yeah.
And I like to see that. I think that's I build electric guitars, so electric guitars are very...
Yeah, so I love acoustic guitars. They're great. I feel more myself when I have an electric in my hand. I feel more free and whatever have it.
That's awesome.
So, kind of an off-topic question here, but I see a lot of these videos on TikTok. Keaton Oaks on TikTok, right? I see her singing a different song all the time.
And I was recording one day in Nashville, and she just happened to be in Nashville. And so we were like, yeah, let's do a video for the new song coming out. And so she came out of the studio, and we did a little video in that car. And that did really well. And then, we just kind of became good friends, and she came to a couple more shows after that.
Cool.
We've kept in contact. She's great.
That's awesome.
Well, Keaton, if you ever want to come on the podcast,
there you go, Keaton.
Got a spot right here. We can talk about Ty Myers' music.
Ty says to come on the podcast, so
clip it.
You'll be seeing that floating around on TikTok. Is there anyone coming up like around you that you're out on the road seeing that you think people should be out there checking out?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so many. God,
I kind of put you on the spot right there.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I know so many people that are like, not like that's what like, I had this problem in my mind for a long time, right? Where I was like, I mean, for some reason, I just didn't, and I'm not saying this like in any certain way. It's bothered me. I never had to like really grind, and that's always bothered me kind of on the inside, because I know so many people that are 50 years old that I've grown up, going to their shows and stuff, and it's just, it hasn't happened, and they're working their ass off, And that's kind of always, like, I'm so grateful, but like part of me is just like, God, I wish I had that I worked years for this and it finally paid off. I'm not complaining, but like it's and so there's so many people like that I think deserve a lot more, but that's just not the way it goes sometimes, and that sucks. The music business is tough, but I mean, there's so many people. I'm lucky enough to be coming up in this age of TikTok, whatever you have it, and honestly, none of us really want to be called that, but we're grateful for it, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many good artists. There's so many good artists, and I haven't been listening. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been listening to the mainstream stuff at all. I listen to like most off the wall stuff and old stuff. That's pretty much my lane. But I mean, there's so many. I'd be mad at myself if I like said one and left out another.
Yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense.
And also, who am I to tell you who to listen to? Y'all, that's like 80% of the joy is finding people.
Yeah. I mean, 2,500 people tonight want to hear what you have to say, but whatever.
Go listen to anybody that's been on the podcast. How about that?
Yeah. Exactly. Anybody that's been on this podcast is great. Everybody.
Perfect. That's what we love to hear.
Yeah.
So what's been one of your favorite venues that you've gotten to play in around Texas or even Oklahoma or anywhere around the world that you've been?
I mean, there's so many. I mean, Harry's in College Station is getting torn down at the end of this year. It's so sad, and that place is awesome. I love that place. And we were lucky enough to sell it out on this tour, and that was an awesome show. I know we played this amphitheater in Colorado with Cody Johnson. It was beautiful. That was amazing. Obviously, ACL I played Austin City Limits, the theater, the Moody Theater in downtown Austin. That was awesome just because of the history.
Yeah.
Everything that's gone down in that building. But God, there's so many. I could sit here for days.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this show tonight. I'll tell you. You can tell. You can tell when you walk into a venue, when you're like, okay, this is. They know what they're doing.
This venue has some great history too.
Yeah,
and you really came the perfect weekend too, because this is homecoming weekend for OSU.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of people coming in anyway, and they're like, let's go see Time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really the perfect weekend to go see.
Yeah.
My last question for you: do you keep up with college football?
I do. I keep up with the University of Texas.
I was about to then go on to that
Great time to end the podcast.
That's why I saved that for the last question.
That's all right. Hey, they're doing really good this year.
Yeah, except against Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, come on! Like it's one loss. It's
no, we're good. We're good. We're keeping our heads up.
At least you're not.
It is what it is.
3-5, whatever OSU is now.
They're doing great. They're fine.
I could hear in his voice he was lying to us. That's what it sounds like when somebody lies to us.
Anyway, so what do you have coming up in the next however many weeks, months that you want people to know about?
Well, we're coming out with a new song. We're actually, I can't believe I haven't brought this up. The next song we're releasing, we're playing tonight for the first time.
Awesome.
Live. So
yeah,
I get to hear it for the first time.
Cool.
So that's going to be coming out soon. We're going to drop another single or two, and then the album close to the top of next year. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good time, and we're on the road constantly. I mean, we actually do technically have a little break off from the road. I don't have a break, always working, but from the road, we have a...
Can we at least get a name of the new song that's coming
out? Can't Hold Me Down.
Can't Hold Me
Down.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome.
And what was the name of that album again?
Question.
Let's go.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you
absolutely. Thank
coming
you for
on,
having me.
and we wish you the best of success. And congratulations on selling it out. We've only seen a sellout 3 times.
Yep.
So
I know BK sold it out, didn't he?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago. So.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you, man.
Again.
It's been a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.